Litecoin and Bitcoin price update. What's up, guys? Crypto Savvy here. I hope everyone's having a good Monday. We're going to take a look at Litecoin, then we're going to take a look at Bitcoin. And also, we're going to be giving away another t-shirt of your choice this week. So make sure you leave your comments in the comment section down below to be entered to win. Also, at the end of the video, I want to take a look at the Bitcoin daily versus the gold weekly chart and why I believe the bottom is definitely in. Again, that's my opinion, so stick around.
1, 2, 3, go!
All right, guys, as always, I want to start out by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice or trading advice. This is my opinion and my view of the market only. Anybody that's doing any trading or investing in this market, I suggest you do your own due diligence, your own research. This market is extremely volatile and risky. Also, keep in mind, it's still a speculative market. Don't put in more than you're willing to lose. And with that being said, if you're new here or you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button in the lower right-hand side of the screen. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos so you don't miss out on anything. Smash the likes. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Also, don't forget to leave your comments for a t-shirt. Yeah. And with that being said, also, if you could, share the videos if you belong to any groups and stuff. I really appreciate it. Put it up on Twitter or whatever. My Twitter account's right down here in the bottom of the screen, so if you want to follow me on Twitter. Anyways, looking at the Litecoin daily chart, as you can see, it looks kind of messy here. Got a bunch of targets, but I do want to look at this high target here. Look at this as a cup and a handle forming is possible, but obviously we can go down quite a bit more, but I do want to take a look at that target, and that'd be right around the $180 range, which would be old support and new resistance. So just to take a quick look at that. But anyways, let's get into the charts and see what we're looking at. We're going to look at the RSI and the daily, and as you can see, zoom in a little bit. I had this rising channel drawn here, and also if you look here, this is looks like a rising wedge. We do have enough room to come back up one more time. Move this stuff over a little bit. We do have enough room to, bounce off the bottom of this and come back up. So I am still bullish for now. I don't believe we're ready for the big correction yet. I could be wrong. We could start correcting here, so keep an eye on this bottom RSI line, this trend line here. If we break down below that, obviously we're gonna have the bigger correction, but I don't believe we're ready yet. Let's take a look at the 4-hour, and then we'll go into the price a little bit. All right, so looking at the 4 hours, you can see I had this falling wedge drawn here. Also have this wedge drawn here, a symmetrical wedge in the RSI. Looks like we could come back down to touch or continue up from here. And if we break through this top of this wedge, we should have another peak here. And that's why I'm still bullish as of right now. And I believe there will be a decent sized correction coming soon, but I don't think that it's necessarily going to start now. But I could be wrong. We need to keep an eye on what's going on. So I'm going to show you what I'm looking at as my targets for right now and what areas to watch. You can see I have this channel drawn here. I used to have it as a falling wedge, but I like it better as a channel with these two touches here. And obviously we're getting resistance down here. So looking at this channel, if we break up, we'll have the higher targets. If we break down, obviously the lower targets. And if you've been watching, we've been watching this rising channel here, which we've broken out of. And looks like we come back down to test for support and got support. But there is a possibility we break back down through. So we're going to take a look at the bearish scenario first, and then we're going to take a look at the more bullish scenario. And again, I'm looking more towards the bullish scenario. So let's look at the first low target here. I'll try to go through this as quick as possible, guys, and then remember to stick around at the gold for the gold versus Bitcoin chart at the end. But let's look at. I'm looking at this as a rising wedge, and a lot of times the rising wedge will break down, and that's where I get the target of the 69 $33. It'd be between $69 and $70 area. And that may bring us down to get another touch off the bottom of this channel and then possibly move up from there. As you can see, that would probably get us to test the top of this channel on the RSI. But that's what I'm looking at here. It is possible to come down here before a continuation up. But then we also have to look at, if we do drop into here, we'll take a measured move of this channel. And if we were to break out the bottom of this channel, that's our measured move there around the $51 range, which I also took a measured move off of the yellow channel here. And if we were to break down from there, that gets us right into the same range. So between the $50 and $52 range right here is the lowest I see us going, guys, if we are to break down from here. But I do want to look at the bullish scenario. And looking at the bullish scenario, as you can see, I have, if we're to bounce up and break through this, which is going to be around the $89 to $90 range, and I am going to move this target up to there because I believe that's where we would touch the top of this channel if we were to get up here. So if we're to break up, my first target here is 109 area. I'm going to get rid of this 94 target. I don't believe that we need that there anymore. If we break up through this, obviously I'm looking at this area here. Then I have a higher target, and that's looking at this as a big bull flag. And this is the measured move off of flagpole here. And if we bring that up there to where we would break out, that gets, let me move that over a little bit. Sorry. Trying to rush through this. I got to get to work. So anyways, that gets us around the 130 range. So that's what I'm looking at with Litecoin. Now we're going to go into Bitcoin. I'm going to do the same thing with Bitcoin. Look at this as a giant cup and could be a handle. You know, we could come all the way back down here and then continue up, you know, to get this really low. But I am still bullish in the short term right here, guys. So anyways, the measured move off that would be measure the cup and bring it up to here. And again, guys, this doesn't mean we're shooting up straight up there now. We could form a handle here. And this is just an assumption. So, but anyways, that would get us up to around the 78.50 area, which would be resistance, support, resistance. So matches up pretty good. And again, guys, that's in the longer term. Obviously there's gonna be a lot of price movement in before then. So let's look at the RSI. And if we take a look at the RSI to where we're at now, we could come down, and that would be our lower targets, and touch the bottom of this channel here, and then continue up for one more high, which would be one of our higher areas up here. So let's take a look at the 4 hour, and then we'll go into the targets. So looking at the 4 hour, as you can see, I have a falling channel here, which we've gotten resistance off the top and looks to be coming down now. We could break through here and continue up and go up. And if you look, I have a larger rising channel in here that we could possibly go up. But usually after we get overbought, we'll go down to oversold before continuing up. So we may get this move down here, guys. So let's go into my targets and see what we're looking at here. And the same thing, the key area here is this channel, I believe, and then obviously this rising channel down here. So if we're to break through the bottom of this channel, we're going to go into, zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. I do have this target around the 56. If we, you know, continue up from here, that would be the top of this channel, somewhere in the 5550 to 5600 range. But I do have, let's look at these targets and why I have them here. So this target here at the 49.79, you know, 49.50 range, somewhere in there, would be the measured move off this little bull or bear flag, if that is a bear flag, if it ends up playing out. And that gets us around the $4,900 area. But we also have to look at it as a measured move off of here if this is our flagpole. And if we were to break down from there, that would get us around the $4,800 range. And that's, again, guys, that's if this doesn't hold as support. If this $4,950 to 40, you know, to $5,000 range on this bottom of this channel here, then we continue up. And I do believe it's a high possibility and probability that we get support right here. So if that's the case and we move up, then we'll go to the higher targets. But I'm going to take a look at one more if we break down. If we measure this whole channel here and we bring it down to, if we were to break down there, that gets us to the 4360 range. And if we break down to there, obviously that'll be another retest of the top of this channel. And I do believe it'll hold as support. So I don't see us going any lower than this, guys. But let's take a look at the higher targets now. If we're able to maintain inside this channel and break up out of it, then we're looking at these higher targets. Obviously, like I said, this would be the target for the top of the channel. And if we were to break through the channel, then we would take that measured move and bring it up here. And that's what gets me the 62 to the 6250 range right in this area, guys. And we look across here, we have a bunch of old resistance there, which would make sense. So, or a bunch of old support, I'm sorry, become new resistance. And then the next move, if we're able to break through that, guys, we're looking at, I'll show you how I got that. I got that as, this is the measured move if this was the flagpole of a bull flag. And that gets us up to around the 68 or I'm sorry, $6,700 to $6,800 range, right in that area. And if we look across, that was old resistance. Also, an old support become resistance. And that lines up really well with that. So that's where I'm at with that, guys. And now let's get into the gold versus the Bitcoin. This is the gold on the daily. And this is, I'm going to keep that off for once and look at it this way. And this is the gold on the weekly. Bitcoin on the daily, gold on the weekly. You can see the resemblance. And if you guys haven't seen my videos, I do believe the market moves off of human emotion, and human emotion never changes, and it usually repeats itself, especially on charts. And I have off the peak of this, the all-time high on Bitcoin, all the way down to where it broke down, then the second peak all the way down to where it broke down. And I did the same thing off each peak coming down here. So each of these lines are resistance lines. Now, if we look at gold, I did the same thing with, I only did the peak and then the second peak, the all-time high and then the second peak. And look what happened with gold once it broke through these. Right around 2003 would be March 2003, which would be right in this area. The gold ETF was approved for gold. And obviously it shot up from there. That's why I believe there's some big news coming for Bitcoin. And we're probably going to get something like that, the same type of move, because like I said, human emotion and charts, you know, they repeat themselves. So the Bitcoin is obviously a lot faster because now we have the internet, social media, and all that stuff. It's a lot easier access to buy and sell stocks and tokens and coins. So let's zoom in a little bit and we'll take a look at the bottom here, which I believe is the bottom. I do believe this was our bottom, and we're having a rounded bottom here. And if we look at gold, what gold did there and zoom in on that, you know, it was the same thing. I'm hearing a lot less talk about the capitulation candle now. I think people are realizing that it doesn't have to happen. Obviously, it didn't happen here. And this is another reason I don't believe in the hyperwave. I think that's a bunch of BS. I really think it's just clickbait or something. Don't believe in that stuff, guys. You know, I mean, it could be right, but I think it's a bunch of BS. So anyways, back into here, and I've really been using this as a guide. And these are those lines I showed you, drawn from each peak to the breakdown at 6,000. And as you can see, each time we hit one, it's resistance, and then we break through, it becomes support. Resistance, resistance,
resistance, more resistance here. This is the only one that didn't give us resistance. The only reason the only thing that concerns me is if we possibly have to come down, but that would be our 43.50 range that I was talking about to retest this before continuing up. But I do believe it's a high probability that we break through this. And once we break through this and come back down and get support, I believe that, you know, is a definite sign that the bull run is going to begin. So, but I do believe the bear market's over, definitely, guys, and I do believe this was our bottom. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave your comments below for a chance to win the free t-shirt. Also, click the Crypto Savvy logo above my head to get you subscribed to the channel. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos so you don't miss out on anything. Smash those likes. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think, guys. Please share the video, too, if you belong to any groups and stuff. I appreciate it, and have a good Monday. I'm out.